Alright, welcome folks. Let's do a practice here. Take a sec. Helium 4, lithium 6, carbon 12, carbon 13. Let's give a plus charge on that lithium. So reference the periodic table, use these symbols, and write for me in each case the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons for each of these. So go ahead and pause the video and give that a try, and then come on back. Alright, if you gave it a shot, let's look. To be helium means I must have 2 protons. So 2 of my 4 things in my nucleus are taken up by protons. Well, there were 4 total things. 2 of them were protons, so there are 2 left over. My neutrons must be 2. If I look at my electrons, well, I have no charge. My charge is left blank. So I have no positives or negatives overall, but I know I had to have 2 positives to be helium. So I must cancel the 2 positives with 2 negatives. I must have 2 electrons. So my helium 4 with no charge has 2 protons, 2 neutrons, and 2 electrons. Let's look at my lithium. Lithium was the 3rd element, so it must have 3 protons. Well, there are 6 things in its nucleus. 6 minus 3 leaves me 3 left over. So there must be 3 neutrons. In terms of electrons, I want a plus charge overall. Well, I have 3 positives from my protons. I only want 1 to be left, so I need to get rid of 2 of them. So I must have 2 electrons. If I go to carbon 12, carbon is the 6th element. It must have 6 protons. Well, there's 12 things total in its nucleus, so 12 minus 6 is 6. It must have 6 neutrons. And there's no charge again. Whenever you have no charge, your electrons must equal your protons to cancel them all out. So it must have 6 electrons. If I go to carbon 13, however, well, it's still carbon. It is still only 6 protons. That is what makes it carbon. Well, 13 minus 6 leaves me with 7 left over, so I must have 7 neutrons. So carbon 13 has 1 more neutron than carbon 12 did. In terms of electrons, though, I'm still without charge. It was empty. So I must have just as many electrons as protons. And so we can see that the only difference between isotopes is that our neutrons go up. So carbon 12 and carbon 13 are isotopes of carbon. And the only difference between them is that their neutrons is different.